Hi Pisces, I hope you guys are doing great today. This is going to be your general messages for August 1st through the 7th. I'm going to start with the astrology, guys. I pulled the chart like I always do before I do the general reads, and I have to tell you, will you take a look at this going on just on the 3rd? It's a lot. So I'm going to be talking about this August 3rd full moon, some of the other transits that we're going to be dealing with generally, and then even more specifically throughout the month. And then I'm going to pull cards. So if you're not interested in understanding the astrology of the month, no worries. Just fast forward to where you see me pulling the cards, okay? I am not going to be time stamping this time. I'm so sorry. I just am more limited in my time right now this particular week. But let's get right into it, guys. Remember, when it comes to the tarot, the messages are very general. You take what resonates, you throw away what doesn't. You don't try to make it fit. You know, if it doesn't, really, that is the way these readings need to work because, you know, not only myself, but other readers, we don't have your personal information, right? So we need to keep it kind of broad, right? But when it comes to the astrology, we're really going to be tapping into, so this is the general energies of what I'm going to be talking about initially, and then I'm going to be getting more specific for Pisces. So let's talk about this full moon. It's full moon August 3rd. So this is when the sun in Leo is forming an opposition to the moon in Aquarius here at 11 degrees. Okay, the full moon is a time of culmination and the promise of fulfillment from something that you incited, whether consciously or subconsciously, at that new moon. So it's an emotional time, definitely, you know, a time of romance, fertilization, relationships, something going on with your kids, sort of hobby, something to do with your business, right? Because it's that Leo energy there. That Leo energy is that fifth house, and the fifth house rules all of those things. It rules romance, it rules the act of sex, it rules what we do with our partner on a Monday through Sunday basis. It rules our hobbies. It rules our children, our business ventures. You know, anything that we start and we grow, right? I mean, so that has to do with business as well. So it's kind of big, right? So, and it's got to do with our creativity. So it's opposing Aquarius, and Aquarius is all about, you know, being unique and individual and doing something out of the box and different. It is ruled by Uranus, which it happens to be squaring in Taurus. So let's talk about what all of this means. So when we have this opposition, it's a full moon. So everything is rising up to the top, and it's, I want to do something different. I want to be a more unique version of myself. I want to stand out. I want to be who I really want to be. But it's opposing this. But how can you do that? Like, what are you going to tap into? What level of creativity are you going to bring forth in you? What about that relationship you're in? Is that speaking to your future? What about that business venture? What's going on with your kids? So it's like you have this fire in your belly to move forward into the future, but you have all of these other things that are opposing you that you need to consider because we don't have all of the information. And there's definitely going to be this opposing energy because when we have Leo in the sun, this is very much a me energy, and when we have the moon in Aries, it's very much a we energy. So it's me versus we, and how are we going to navigate that, right? Because Aquarius is that 11th house of friends, of community, of, guys, it's also our goals and our wishes and our goals for the future. Right? So it's having tension here with this fifth house of, well, what do we really like to do to make that new future happen in the way that we want, in order to bring that relationship to the forefront that we want, that business, whatever it is, right? And now, so we have this going on, and at the same time, we have it squaring Uranus and Taurus. Now, Taurus is a landlord of the second house of resources. Now, that's not only money. It's money, but it's not only money or resources. You know, it has to do with anything that we value. So we value our friends, our family, the things we put in our bodies, our environment, anything that we value in that way, that matters to us, that we're connected to. And there's change happening here though, guys. I mean, this is what I mean. This is so, because Uranus is all about the future. It's a trailblazer. It's everything. Come on, let's go. Let's do something different. Uranus rules technology. We have so much technology happening. It's crazy. But all of this is squaring. Now, what happens here is when we have something like this, where we have these three signs away from Uranus, this way, Aquarius, and we have Leo 3 signs away. We have this in conjunct. So what happens here is we cannot think our way out of this energy. We can't feel our way out of the energy. We can't just go lay on a beach and expect life to just pass us by. No, we need to act. And if we don't act, something is going to be put in front of us that's going to mandate that we act. That is the thing with this energy. So, you know, a lot of people are calling it like the planets are warring and all of this. And maybe they are. I mean, I think the craziness of a lot of this is the fact that, like, Neptune is retrograde, for goodness sake. And then we have Chiron is retrograde, is not on here right now. And then we have these three big hitters who are retrograde, right? We have Pluto, we have Jupiter, and we have Saturn. Those are all retrograde. And they're squaring Mars. Yes. Okay. So there's a lot going on with that. All of us are going to be feeling it. But let's still deal with this first week of August. So we have the 3rd, this full moon that I'm talking about, that's going to be squaring Uranus. So there is a lot of future thinking, a lot of future planning, a lot of clarity, but so much gumption and motivation where it's like, come on already, all right already, let's go, let's go. But we don't have all the information. So not everything is going to be fully clear to us, okay? So we just have to understand that. Then on the 4th, the next day, on the 4th, we have Mercury going into Leo. I kind of like this because this is really good for our communication. We're going to be very communicative. We're going to be able to talk about our goals, the bigger the better. We're not going to be able to... We're not going to feel like paying attention to the details, and we're not going to be able to. And quite frankly, why even bother? Because they're all going to change anyway in an hour. Like, that's the kind of energy this is. So it's enough for us to stay very focused on the big path, the big picture, what we want to do right now, okay? Great for communicating. You're going to be super persuasive. You know, great for like giving speeches and giving presentations, and all of that is fabulous. But as I've been saying in all of the videos, the volume in our ears is going to be turned way low when it comes to hearing other people. And it's just something that we need to be mindful of. So to be forewarned is to be forearmed. You want to pay extra attention to seeing that you're being a good listener during this energy, and bringing to everyone else's attention that they need to listen to you as well in a polite way, right? All right, and then we have, on the 7th, we have Venus and we have the North Node. Both of these guys are in Gemini, going into Cancer. And I'm very happy about this because this has been in conjunct with Neptune. So it's been like just not being able to see the forest for the trees, just not being really clear on how do I feel about that. I don't know what's going on with my money. I think everything is going well with my money, or I have no money. What's going on? Where's my next dollar coming from? There's been these issues, right? Because Venus is one of the money planets. It's also love. I'm not really sure how I feel about that relationship. I think I want it to be over. I'm not really sure, but I think I love them, but I might hate them actually. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about that friend anymore. I don't know. How do I feel about myself? I thought I was fabulous yesterday. Now I'm not so sure. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like this, it's just so unclear. Now you guys might be a little at home with this, right? Because Neptune is your ruler. Okay. But you know what? No, right? When you have this in conjunct with Venus, it's just everybody's kind of feeling it. And then to have it in Cancer right now, this is actually just really nice. The only thing is there are going to be a lot of emotional up and downs having to do with your relationships. If things are good, they're going to be good. You guys are going to be cuddly and working things out and finding your soft spot with each other. You are. But if something is off track, guys, this is a very, very sensitive time. Everybody's nerves are going to be right on top of their skin. Everybody's going to be like, wait, what'd you say? Wait, what? You know, that kind of thing. So we just all need to take a breath. It's only because we're feeling very sensitive in this energy. We just really are. But this is, first of all, a very fertile energy. Venus goes into Taurus, like no joke. So if you don't want to get pregnant, please be careful. If you're in that time of your life, please be super careful of that. But, you know, really, and if you're not in a space of any relationship at all, you're going to feel really connected to your roots, to your family, to your home, snuggling up, nice delicious drink, watching some Netflix, cozying up under, you know, with the blankets and the pillows, and it's, you know, it is really is a nice energy. But now we have to talk about these guys doing this square here. Now, how's this going to be working with you guys? Okay, so we're going to have Mars is going to be in your second house of resources and everything that you value, okay? Now, Mars is here to help us out, guys. Mars is not here to make our life difficult. Mars is the tower in tarot, right? So I know no one likes the tower, but the tower is very necessary because something has reached its expiration date. Something has been outdated. It needs to be updated in your 11th house. Okay, that's how this is working. So in your 11th house, you have Pluto, you have Saturn, you have Jupiter. Pluto's about transformation. Saturn is about karma, restriction, time, delay. Jupiter expands whatever it's in. Okay, so we have this like, blah, we need to have a change here in this 11th house. 11th house has to do with a lot. It's your friends, it's your local community. It is, for many of you, it can be a money house, right? It can be associated with investment and with businesses that you have. But this is also where your goals and your wishes, your practical ones, hang out. Something needs to be updated here, Pisces. So you need to revisit what it is that you really want ultimately for the long term in your life. A lot of you might be releasing friendships. Some of you may be releasing, like making the decision to move out of your community or to pull yourself out of certain associations, maybe even on social media, because you can have social media groups and friends would be ruled by that 11th house as well, right? It is that Aquarius house, and this is where the full moon is happening, so you guys are really going to be feeling it. So you really want to get back in touch with what is it that you really, really value as you update your goals and your dreams and your wishes. What does your money look? What does your money look like? How much do you value where you live? Do you have people of value in your life? And this is really where these big questions are, because there's going to be this tension that's going to incite this need to change. All right, and Mars is there to help change us, and Mars is not letting us get away with it. Right? Mars wants to pull us onto the chariot towards that metaphorical home space, and it wants to shake off anything that doesn't need to be in our life anymore and on our path, and that's in our highest good. Now, in addition to that, we also have the Galactic Center activating the South Node in Sagittarius. This only happens once every 19 years, so this is big, and this is a releasing of karmic ties in your 10th house of career. So it's through this tension that there's release, because the South Node comes in and has this karma that needs to be burnt off. And I want you to think about a fire pit, and it like crosses over it, and the energy from the fire pit is just going to suck down into it any of the nasty karma that is not serving you anymore, having to do with the belief system in your house of career and public reputation. It's releasing something that's no longer serving you. So many of you guys are going to be releasing maybe a job or what you thought to be the right career for you, and you may end up changing the trajectory to your life altogether. There's a lot of movement around here in your energies, Pisces, having to do with money and career. Because when I do a reading, like that 10th house is that macro area of career that that you belong in, right? But then the second house is the pragmatic of it, like how you actually make your money. So there's something going on here with the dynamic between your career and your resources, and there's going to be a redressing here. But this is the thing, because the South Node is attached to this, and because the South Node is all about returning from the past, there is going to be a return of something from the past, or an opportunity from the past, or just something that's going to incite the change, the need to make the change in this career. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be a person. It could really just be nostalgia. It could be a person. It could be something in the 3D. It could be the offering of a job, an old job that you were at one point. It could be returning to this idea that you wanted to do at one point, that you're now like, I don't know, is that the right thing for me? And now you need to look at it. Is it a viable option for you right now? If it is, adopt it. If it's not, throw it in the fire, burn it away. Don't even let it take up energy in your space anymore. Is that job serving you? If it's not, throw it in the fire. Whatever it is, throw it in the fire if it's not serving you anymore. If it's not, because whatever's releasing, it's not meant for you anymore, because you need to heal this part of your life so that this new chapter can begin. I don't even want to say new chapter, and I've been saying in these past videos, I'm not even saying chapter or cycle. I'm talking about, this is like the next volume of your life. Like the book is closing on the current one and the next volume is beginning. Like that's how different everything is going to look at the same time next year. No kidding. Okay. So, but it's all starting now. These things don't happen overnight, but it's all starting now. Then now later on the 18th, this is really good. We have the new moon in Leo with Mercury, and this is happening in your 6th house. So this is where the sun and the moon meet to communicate and create. And it's something that is going to take anywhere from 6 to 9 months to come to fruition, just to let you know. Now, this is happening in your 6th house. Your 6th house is your day-to-day work environment. It's your day-to-day in general, and it's also your health. Okay, so some sort of creation is happening in this area, Pisces. I don't know. Or if you're just starting, like, you're like, you know what, I want to get my ass in shape. You're going to start now. You're going to watch your diet. You're going to start training. You're going to do it. And you are going to look like a completely different person in 6 to 9 months down the road. This could be, I don't know, you starting a new career and you just don't like your day-to-day work environment anymore. Maybe you're not even working at all. So you're planting these seeds of intentions. You're getting all your ducks in a row. You're doing the research. You're doing the planning. You're putting in the work. You're doing all what you need to do. And then 6 to 9 months, everything's going to start just to roll into place. Really roll into place where you're going to start seeing the benefits of everything. All right, so it could have to do with your health. It could have to do with just your day-to-day. Some of you guys may just be, you might not be moving yet, but you might be making plans to do that, to move, right? Because there's going to be some sort of change in your everyday. But let's see what comes up in the cards as far as like 4th house energy goes, because that would be more like house stuff. But lots of changes in your everyday, but beautiful, really good. The new moon is good stuff. This is like gifts, and we love gifts, right? That's fabulous. So I really like that. And then the last good thing that's only going to last for about 3 weeks, but so what? It's really good. You're going to have Venus in your 5th house. Fabulous, Pisces. I mean, that's romance. That's sex. That's starting to put together a business plan for a new business venture. This is connecting to your children in a fabulous way. This is starting some sort of new hobby that you just love. It's a great energy. Having Venus in the 5th is fun. It really is. It's beautiful. So some of you may be meeting new people. The only thing is it may not be very long-lived, but it's enough to, I don't know, give you a nice little ego boost for a little bit there. But we'll see what the cards say having to do with that. But that could be happening for you because we have Venus in the 5th. But it could just be you finding something that you really connect with and you totally love and just having some fabulous time with your kids. If you have kids, or just enjoying some good time with your partner. Really good communication, just doing some fun things, some easygoing fun things. It's a light energy. We could all just use some light energy, right? I'd say so. All right, so let's get going with the Lenormand. Okay, let me pull these guys down here. These are going to be added as qualifiers for career. And then we have our Crystal Tarot, Crystal Visions. We're going to pull those for the Celtic Cross. Let's get these guys up. Let's knock them out. Messages for Pisces. Okay, something needs to be looked at very closely concerning your roots, your safety, your home, your family. You need to look at something from, there's an ancestral vibe here, where you've been bearing the burden of, because it's a Christ card, right? So it's like Christ, was hung on the cross to bear the burdens of our sins. So it's like you're bearing the burden. There's something deep within you, because the tree is deep within you, in your roots, in your psyche, that you're carrying from some past generation. And it's time for you to, this is a challenging energy for you to go through, Pisces, but oh my gosh, I just feel like there's such a metamorphosis happening for you guys. I truly do. This is just like the vision that I just got for you is this dealing with this past blueprinted narrative in you, You know, it's like in your DNA, it's in your cells from your ancestors, but you don't have to be their story. And there might be some issues that you still have in your life right now that's because of your earlier life or because of your ancestors, a way of thinking, a way of processing, a way of being. Maybe you're afraid of not having money. You're afraid, you have a lack mentality because maybe you come from a very from a place of lack, or you know, there was a lot of abuse, or you were raised by a narcissist, and you're realizing now how this has impacted how your life has rolled out, the choices that you've made, what's gone on in your relationships. But what I like about this is if you call this into the light of day and you shine the light on it and you make yourself look at it, there's redemption in this. And then we have the storks, which indicate a new life and a new cycle. Oh, good. And then we got the fish. Yeah, and this is about really just tapping into the resources that are available to you. So this could be, yeah, I mean, listen, very directly, this could be making the best of something, making the best use of what you have, whether it's money, whether it's, you know, your emotions, your mental space, whatever it is, to deal with something that needs to be put to rest already from the past. All right. So for some of you, this can be like some sort of issue having to do with real estate, or you know, something having to do with money, right? Where again, where you're dealing with this lack mentality. Maybe you don't come from much, and now with COVID, it's even worse, and you're just in this space of how, you know, how do I get myself out of this? It's really important to understand your choices, and that you do always have choices, and it's about doing your very best. I understand times are hard. Please don't think that I don't understand that, and things are weird on top of being hard. So yeah, but it's being able to tap into the choices that you do have to try to get yourself out of that, because the fish can mean money, wealth, resources, but it also, in the very basic, the basic meaning of it is also use what you have to solve whatever problem you might be dealing with, to get into this, onto this next part of your life. Because whatever has happened, it has happened. But it's very important that you look at everything very closely and carefully. Look at the patterns in your life. Look at the relationships. Look at how you think of safety. What do you think family is? Look at all of this very closely. And it's time to just receive some redemption for things that you've been carrying in yourselves for other people that are not your problem, and they just should not be your problem anymore. And they shouldn't be part of your path anymore, because it's time to let that die and to be reborn. That's the stalks. The stalks are about that. It's about this birth and using what you do have right now in order to really create this next part of your life. Oh, wow, that's deep. You guys are the last sign I'm doing. I think that was the deepest Lenormand read. Well, maybe Capricorn too. All right, we have Aries. Fresh perspective, new path. Yes. Very nice. And then we have the third house is all about learning. And then we have Mercury. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of communication. Mercury rules the third house. So some of you may be reaching out to somebody. You know, I have to say this just because we do have the Galactic Center activating the South Node, and I don't know what other placements you have. So for a lot of us, there can be somebody returning from the past where you're able to communicate in a healthy way and enter a new phase of life with a fresh path and a new perspective. Yeah, I mean, remember, Aries is the Emperor, so this is something that you could trust, something that is coming in that you can trust. And I know it's very hard to believe that. I know that. Okay, so let's pull tarot. See what tarot has for us. Okay, Pisces, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you're in a space of protecting yourself. Queen of Swords. You could see right through a particular situation, Pisces. You have somebody figured out. The unknown card. How does that keep happening? That is not, well, not keep. geez, we have 12 cards. This is the third time it's happened, but what's very strange to me is it's happening in the same spot. This to me, this is such a powerful deck. The crystals, visions. The unknown, it's something that we're not supposed to know yet. Might have to pull some extra cards on this bad boy. Let's see. But I love that. I have 9 of Cups coming into this. I love this. This is wish fulfillment. Beautiful. This is Jupiter and you. Jupiter and Pisces. Wish fulfillment in the recent past. So there was some sort of something that you were in. You were just like, you were just in this space where you were like, yes, everything is lining up. Everything is lining up. But now you're in the space of protecting yourself. Four of Pentacles is a very protective energy. I mean, well, for some of you, it can quite literally be holding on to your money. It could mean both. You could just be in this mode of self-protection, but part of that is you're holding close to your money because you really have no idea what tomorrow's going to bring. You're just really not sure. We have the Queen of Swords. I mean, you're very based in reality here, which is what I like. I do have to say, this is Virgo and Libra. So, and this is a very... It's just a powerful energy, right? I mean, wherever Virgo is, it's very pragmatic. It's very critical. You could see through things. There's no question that you could see through things. And with Libra there, what are you looking at? Well, you're looking at, so how fair is this situation actually that you're protecting yourself from? How do you feel about being involved with this connection? What is the money going to be like with this situation? So you might be dealing with something having to do with your career, some sort of investment within a relationship, a family connection. But there is this idea of, in a very practical, realistic way, you're getting like down to earth and you're saying, so what are we talking here? How fair is this? Is this the right thing to do? Or am I getting the lousy end of the stick in this situation? And you have, it's like, and you guys are so intuitive, but you're vibing. I feel like you're vibing. Somebody may be trying to manipulate you and you could smell that a mile away. Whether they are or they aren't, you're very focused on fairness and making sure that you're protected, okay? Which is good. There's nothing wrong with that, Pisces. And I know sometimes Pisces feel guilty to feel like that, right? Because you guys are such a giving energy to the point of being, sacrificing a lot of times. Crowning energy is the Two of Pentacles. So this is the need to make a decision between, this could be 2 jobs, 2 contracts, 2 projects. Should you work in this place, that place? Should you work? Should you not work? Some of you, this could be between this relationship and that relationship, between this relationship and staying single, right? Because this is Jupiter in Capricorn. So Jupiter expands whatever it's in. Capricorn is that 10th house of career. It is the 10th house energy, but it represents work. And it's ruled by Saturn. So it also rules like karma in relationships. And there needing to be work here. So you're in this space where you're like, all right, whatever I decide, I'm ready and willing to work at it, but is it going to be beneficial for me? And you're really trying to weigh out what is the better gamble of the two. But you're not quite able to make the decision yet. And then we have the Four of Swords. Yeah, you're not doing anything. You're pressing the pause button right now. Right now you're pressing the pause button. The Four of Swords indicates you moving forward. Jupiter and Libra. Remember, I just said Jupiter expands whatever it's in. It's in Libra. Libra is the 7th house of relationships. So for some of you, now this could be intimate relationship or business partners or just people who we work closely with, where we have a shared connection, soul connection with. So this could be really thinking about, again, going back to this energy. How fair was it? How did I feel in it? Was I being loved in the way that I needed to be loved? Was I able to love them in the way that they needed to be loved? What about this business deal? I don't know. Is it going to bring me the money that I'm looking for? Is it something that I can trust? If it falls through, do I have a plan B, C, and D? What do I do? And you're laying and you're figuring it out. You're thinking about what you've been through. You're thinking about the past. That's where your intuition is helping you out right now. I feel like you're very much in this space, because the swords, understand the swords are communication, but in this space, you're communicating with yourself. You're doing a lot of thinking. There's a lot of thinking in this energy. Oh, and then we have even more thinking and even more lack of movement. You're just not doing, you're just like, pause for everything. This is you right now, Two of Swords. You're cross purposes with yourself and you're not making a decision between these two ideas. And that's very directly what it means. It's a moon in Libra. So moon is I feel, and it's what you're feeling underneath the surface in private about that relationship, about that business connection. And you're just at cross purposes. You're just not sure. Now, one sword could be one person. The other sword could be another person. One sword could be being single, and the other one could be connecting with somebody who you used to be with, reaching out to somebody. This could play out a number of ways because this is a general reading, but just understand that I'm seeing this as you being at a cross purposes. You could be like, I don't know which job I should take. I don't know which, decision I should actually settle on, having to do with creating this new business. What will my truth be, right? Because swords are truth. Now, the external energy to you is the Hangman. It's very interesting. This is not you. This is somebody external to you. Now, this is a Neptune energy, your ruler. So I'm getting the energy external to you is very unclear. Now, this could just be the whole flippin' world at large here, where you're just surrounded by a lot of, I don't know, what's going on with work? I don't know. What I want in this relationship? I don't know. You can be really surrounded by a ton of question marks in the Hangman energy. Or you can be dealing with a specific person who is taking a time out from you and they're very confused. They're not seeing things clearly themselves regarding you, having to do with a relationship, having to do with working with you. And they're really trying to get their bearings straight because and again, this is also like, this is so interesting to me because it's like pause button, pause button, pause button, pause button. No one's doing anything. Everybody's just hanging where they are. Your fear is the Knight of Pentacles. This is your fear. All right. I mean, I get it. This is Leo and Virgo. So it's like you're afraid to really let yourself feel in the most practical way. You really are. Pentacles are emotional, mental, and physical connection. If you're here with a relationship on your heart, it could also just mean money. It could mean resources, right? But it means it's Leo in there. Leo is about being creative and feeling excited. It's like you're afraid to feel excited about something, Pisces. And it's not because you're afraid of feeling excited. You're afraid of the world not allowing something to roll out in the way that you want it to because the world is so messed up right now. We really have no clue how things are going to end up landing between COVID and between what's going on with the riots in society and all of this. Like, who really knows what's going on? It's a big question mark everywhere. And so when I say that, I don't feel like it's like your fear is based in reality, in other words, you know what I mean? And then we have this Two of Cups, though, is the outcome. So I do like this. This is really good, Venus in Cancer. So this could be you working something out with a relationship. This could be you meeting somebody new. Where would you meet somebody new, though? I got to tell you, I need to sit with this for a second. Because I have to tell you, I'm not getting that this is brand new, but I feel like if you're reconnecting with somebody from the past, you guys are sort of creating a new slate for yourself, and you're making this deep commitment to each other that you're going to do this. But the future outcome is unknown. I'm going to pull some cards on that. This is the future. I mean, it's a beautiful card, but yeah, thanks a lot. Unknown, right? So we have this Two of Cups. Now, this could have to do with, settling something on some sort of business arrangement or finding a new business partner, creating a new venture for yourself that you feel really at one with and feeling really excited, right? Because when we have the Cup energy, the Two of Cups energy, it's a Venus in Cancer. So Venus is love, but it's also money and it's feeling connected and feeling, and Cancer is all about roots. and feeling safe and secure in something that's going to help us have this strong foundation. So whatever it is, I mean, it could be you getting into a new business venture by yourself and you gelling with it, getting a new business partner. This could be, but it's you and an idea, or you and a person. You're going to apply it to yourself as you would see fit, as you know would resonate with you. But again, we have that unknown card. So why don't we pull some chakra tarot and see if we can get some information. It's like everybody's standing still, everyone's unclear. And the positive thing that totally comes in, I mean, this is the past, the Nine of Cups, but I feel like, okay, that was then, this is now. This is a totally different life right now. But what is going on with this unknown card as far as, please give us some information about the near future, please. We understand we're not supposed to really know what's going on yet. I totally get it. All right? I get it. I get the whole Neptune vibe. Yes, this is Pisces spirit. I understand, but really now, okay, good. All right. So the Fool is good. This is about taking a calculated risk, getting on a new path, a new approach, a whole new approach to something. This is a Uranus energy. This is about the future. Right? This is about the future. What about it? The Magician, going to be making it happen. I like this. This is a Mercury energy. Mercury rules the third house of communication and the sixth house of day-to-day work environment, your day-to-day in general, as well as your health. So I am getting this idea of there being learning and creating that's going to end up changing your day-to-day work environment. There's going to be a lot of really good communication. There's going to be a lot of really good thinking, you're going to be able to really think things through, communicate very effectively. Queen of Swords, you're going to have people figured out again as soon as they walk in the door. People's motivations are going to be very apparent to you. And then we have the Emperor energy. This is great. I mean, this could be you meeting somebody brand new who's a true ride or die, or this could be this Two of Cups energy being a real, just a very, stand by you kind of energy. They're very excited to start a chapter with you, and they could really be counted on. Okay, so that's going to resonate with some of you. For others of you, this can be you, and this can be you taking the bull by the horns. The Emperor is the leader of the tarot. This is an Aries and Mars energy, so it's about a fresh path, a fresh perspective. And true, the Emperor is not good with details, but no one's good with details right now, so that's all just fine. So I like this. This is positive for me. I'm just looking King of Coins. Your money's going to be on point. You're going to feel very connected in a relationship as well. And many of you are going to be either dealing with, yes, a brand spanking new start in a relationship, or a brand spanking new job, business opportunity, starting something that's going to be really, really positive for you. The Ace of Coins is the most positive ace card, because it does lighten up and illuminate even any negative cards that are minor arcanas in the area, even though you got none. You didn't get any. Let's pull a couple of love oracles to see what we're getting here. Okay, they just pop in on their own. Sometimes they do that. Let's pull one more. Wait, don't rush into it. Oh, that's funny. Wait, and we got the Unknown card. Beware of what you're projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Ooh, so we have some open enemies going on here. You know what? We learn our best lessons from those kind of dynamics, right? We really do. About ourselves and about accepting other people. Yeah. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. Wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Well, Pisces, I don't think waiting's going to be a problem for you, since we have all of these waiting energies that we talked about, but I do see it, and I see it being a deeply introspective time, deeply introspective. Lots of swords here. Yeah, but I do see it all turning out really, really well. So thank you so much for hanging out with me during this reading, and I will see you guys next week. Take care. Until then, bye-bye.